Hello and welcome to Knobcat Games Dungeons of the Obelisk podcast. I'm your host, Joe Sleppy. I'm Executive Prime at Knobcat Games, and this podcast is our audio devlog where we get together every 2 weeks and talk about the progress of our game, Dungeons of the Obelisk, which is a 2D turn-based dungeon crawling loot grinding adventure. And this is a special episode because it's the first time that we've all been together in the Discord chat at the same time. So the crew is all here. We'll start with our art lord, Ben Segas.
Hello.
We have the Sage of the Obelisk, Brittany Darby.
Hello.
We have the Animancer, Giver of Movement, Nikadir.
Hello.
And of course, our last but not least, our digital alchemist, TJ Yedicernia.
Hello.
And we actually kind of have a lot of stuff on the talking points list for the episode. I'm going to start with one of the kind of exciting things is, TJ, you kind of have servers up and going.
Yeah, definitely making a lot of progress on getting the servers running. It is a much bigger pain than I expected it to be. Bouncing from link to link, following 5 steps just to realize on step 4 you got to go to a different link and download this other thing. But outside of that annoying process, it's getting there, and once that's all set up, it reaches a point where it almost feels complete in terms of the server side of things, because the servers alone is probably the biggest thing when it comes to any sending data back and forth or getting a player to save and not be able to cheat and anything like that.
Yeah, it's definitely the last thing. We of course are going to have bug fixes and polish and stuff forever probably, but getting those servers up is kind of the last thing, and we don't really know exactly how long it's gonna take, but it is getting down to it, so that's pretty exciting. And then we can, I guess, open it up and get some people to test it and stuff too once we have everything ready to test.
Definitely be exciting to see when people who haven't played the game at all start to actually get at it and see not only how they break the game, but how much they like the game, what they can see can be improved upon, and what we can change from there.
Yeah, for sure. I don't know if anybody else jumped into the most current build, but it was exciting to see the friends list, even though it doesn't have much functionality yet. I was able to add a couple people and see them on the list, even though it doesn't have any functionality yet. But
I'm not sure if others had a chance to use it, but I know on my end, at least creating it, just kind of tossing on whatever random player I saw that was already existing in the server and just added them to the list.
Yeah, we should probably have all have each other on there, but I guess there's no functionality yet. But as soon as that chat's on there, we can hang out and chat in game. That'll be wild.
Yeah, currently you can just see player name. Not the most exciting friends list.
Yeah, the other thing about the current build, which I find kind of interesting, I guess, even though it's more of a bug at the moment, but we've been trying to work out when to save player data. It's right now it's sort of broken in the current build because I keep equipping stuff and then it doesn't save it like it should, and then I enter the dungeon and my gear will be back in my inventory and I'm back to what I was wearing before and stuff. So it's been a little frustrating, but it's kind of interesting figuring out those points in the play pattern where you have to save everything so that stuff doesn't get messed up.
We're getting to a good spot on when the saving will actually kick in, because it's I was originally told, be very cautious with it, make sure that you don't save too many things too often, because you don't want to toss too many things at the server. But kind of working it out to a system where you don't have to save, if your player has 100 items, you don't have to save 100 items every single time, because the player already saved, let's say, 90 of them, so you only got to save 10 new items, whereas the other 90 just sit there. So reaching a good point where you can finally get the save system functioning and make sure that it's reliable enough to a point that no player ever loses items, because nobody wants that. That's the last thing we want to see is lost inventories for any reason.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, that's kind of it with our what's new with the game itself. So let's move on to other new and exciting things, which would be our new website. I think it was just last night you posted it, Brittany. So it's it's up and we're all checking it out and making sure everything's working and everything that's there needs to be there. And yeah, everybody, by the time you're listening to this, you can go to knobcat.com and check it out too.
Yes, and hopefully all of the last little things that I want to touch up will be done by then too. I was planning to try to get like a little announcement out about it on Wednesday, but yeah, I'm really excited. I'm so exhausted. That was quite the project, and I sat down Saturday night to work on it a little bit and then just spent way too much time, but I had a lot of fun with it. It was a lot of tweaking and adjusting and trying to get things to actually function and work the way that I was getting them to on the test site, but we finally got everything going and we got all of the previous updates populating in the right place. That's exciting and good to see. And now it'll be just moving on to like outreach strategy and working on that kind of stuff, which is all fun, but a lot less stressful probably than doing a whole website.
Yeah, I'm very impressed by it. Like, it looks like whenever you go to someone else's games site and you see their professional looking site. So the only thing that I think needs fixed now is I got to do a new video so we can get a current gameplay video up there in the video slot.
Hopefully a video showcasing a working save system instead of the broken one.
Yeah, that's maybe what's holding me back at the moment. So next build, when all that's sorted out, I'll definitely jump in and try to make a new. Maybe I'll make like another long. Like, I like making the long ones because I know a couple people like seeing those like kind of long play, lots of detail stuff. But maybe I'll try to make a short one too, where it's, you know, a little more palatable to someone just jumping onto the website to see what the game is about. So maybe we'll get like a 3 to 5 minute one on the site and then, you know, do a new long play one for members of the Discord.
Yeah, just enough to wet your whistle. I'm excited to see trailers come together too.
One thing I like about the website is how it's titled Glubdates instead of updates. I feel like it continues to embrace the glub as the mascot.
Yeah, I do need to fix that on the updates page though. I meant to do that and then just got typing away and putting other things in places they probably shouldn't be, so. But it's cool to see that little glub in as many places as I can put it on the website.
Yeah, it does say updates at the top in the menu, so you'll have to fix that to glub dates. And then, yeah, speaking of glub dates, I should probably like write some new ones. I was doing good at the beginning, like every Saturday, and then it was like every other Saturday, and then once a month, and then I didn't do it for a while. I know I haven't done it since like November, so I need to get on there and write some new updates for everybody. I'll put it on a sticky note right now.
Reminds me, I'm supposed to be making patch notes every time I update the build.
Oh yeah,
I haven't even done it once. Keep forgetting to.
Yeah, we should get in the habit of that so that it's on the billboard in town. You know, that way once the game does go live, we're in the habit of having those up there because people need those.
They're in-game glub dates.
So I think that's all the new stuff, unless anybody can think of anything. Oh, I did think of one small thing. I always say small things and then I'm like, wait a minute, we put a lot of work into that. The dungeon things are animated, so now we have slime waterfalls and puddles with particle effects and bones and stuff floating around in the slime.
Yeah, that's it's got to the point where it's a lot less like animating monsters and characters, a lot more like animating background stuff. I guess we got the forge, like it has smoke and like kind of a glow on it now and stuff too. It's been really fun seeing it all come together.
Those little details can mean so much though.
Yeah, it all looks really good.
Yeah. I haven't seen the newest build yet. The last recordings that I were doing was in the last one, just to not have to think about it. But I have never really paid too much attention to like how things come together in a game, but being able to watch you guys work on this one is, even just for the little bit that I've been here, is so cool. It's so fun to see all of the new touches every time I go in. It really puts you in you in the right mindset.
Yeah, that's what's been really fun about this project too, because like, at least for me, it's probably the most like focused, like planned out thing I've ever worked on with a team. But like, it still has that kind of like indie group vibe going. I really like that. Like, I'm always checking on the Discord to see like what new art is out or like what TJ's been up to. It's really fun just knowing that everybody else is like all kind of busy working at it. But yeah, I guess right now I'm like animating like legendary armor and stuff, so that's fun too. Like, some of that stuff that's gonna be like out once the game's out, but
yeah, the supporter pack with the glub armor that everybody's gonna love, I think.
Yeah, that thing looks wild. Like, I'm always saying this, but like, Ben, really, like, you really did a great job on that.
Thanks.
I mean, this game has a lot of like slimy bits, and those are like really fun to animate. So I'm definitely going to enjoy myself.
And it's always amazing seeing it once it's animated, because it's usually in a way that excuse me, in a way that I didn't necessarily expect. Like, so it's a living thing for me. It's always kind of changing, and it's cool. It's very cool.
It's been really cool too with like even the static background objects, because the way you painted them, like you even painted on like a layer for like particles and stuff, so there's like already a visual guide for me, like, okay, we need some stuff splashing out here, we need stuff here. And so trying my best to like find something that like brings your art to life instead of like completely changing it is like definitely a thing I'm always kind of worried about, but it's always fun to see it come together, I guess.
And you've done awesome, so yeah.
Thanks. Thank you so much.
That actually kind of rolls me into the next point I had here on the notes. So I was thinking about like things that we could all kind of talk about, so make sure everybody got a chance to like mention some of their favorite things and stuff. So I was thinking about, we always talk about how awesome the art is and how that's gonna be like the first thing that draws people in. And I was kind of curious if anybody else had any like favorite selling points, things that you think is going to grab people's attention after the artwork. Because we all know that they're going to be like, who drew this? This is amazing. And then once they start playing, I was curious what you guys thought. What stands out to you as your favorite part of the game?
I guess I'll start.
Yeah, go ahead. I didn't want to call on anybody yet.
Well, like, I've been really, I actually really enjoy the flavor text. Like, I know that, like, it's not a super, like, lore-heavy game. Like, there is a story there, but, like, all the NPCs have, like, a bunch of personality, and, like, all the weapons having, like, their own bespoke, like, descriptions and stuff. It really makes the world feel, like, more lived in, and it adds a lot of personality to it, and I feel like the art already had a lot of personality on its own, and I'm trying to bring personality with the animation, so it's really exciting to see that the writing actually kind of holds up to that. For what is, something I kind of expected to be a bit de-emphasized, it still really does a good job.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a really cool one, because, like, a lot of those, like, I just wrote, some of them are jokes and some of them are lore, and there's like a mix and stuff, and some of them are just like, for the, like, especially the trash items, they're kind of like just quick ones, but I'm glad that they like add to it like that. But one thing that I was thinking about, in your post, Brittany, like on social media and stuff, you've been like kind of pointing out some of the little lore aspects that have been like trickled in there, and it's cool that like you weren't here when we talked about those, but you're still like picking up on them, and those seem to be like a cool part of the game.
They really are. I've also been digging. like digging, like going through like all of the old updates and stuff, to kind of listen out for anytime anybody drops any little hint of lore. Because I know when we initially talked, you were like, "There's not a whole lot of backstory. I don't really want cutscenes interrupting gameplay and stuff like that." So I'm like, I get it, that makes sense. But from a marketing perspective, the more story that there is, the easier it is to get it in front of people. So I'm just kind of trying to like pull the little pieces of things that I see, and yeah, there is a lot of stuff hidden in there. And what I love the most is probably the potential that there is for like what could be, and like what other things could be happening in the future. And like that part of it is really exciting to me. You know, to get in and to explore is really fun, and it keeps people in the game. But then there's just all these little things that you do, like when the breach opens and things like that. You're like, I didn't think that was going to happen. So things just kind of pop up and you're like, wait a second. Now there's all of this extra stuff that could just happen at any time, and you don't really know. You just got to wait and keep playing and find out what's going to be thrown at you next.
Yeah, that's awesome. I'm glad that like comes across too, and that you're going to be able to put that in front of people, you know, and let them kind of know that, you know, because like you said, it's not lore heavy. Like the story isn't the biggest part of the game, but it is there in different aspects. You know, it's not there like hitting you in the face with like paragraphs that you have to read, but once you dig into it, it is there. I guess just, you know, if people are listening to the podcast and want like lore stuff, I want to say it's more coming. You know, it's not really in the MVP as much, but there is reasons for a lot of things. So, you know, I didn't do stuff randomly. Does anybody else have anything that stands out to them?
I guess I like how the weapons have been designed in the game, especially some of the unique legendaries that there are. Like the axe that your player can use, the one that has blood dripping off of it. Just the way that, like, it always has blood dripping off, but then every time you swing it or every time your character's moving, it actually increases the amount of blood that falls off from the weapon. I feel like there's certain small details like that kind of enhance the appearance of other gear. Like how the legendary dagger and the legendary offhand dagger both are of similar designs and have the similar smoky effect kind of coming off of it. Almost seems like they are part of the same set of equipment.
Yeah, those were in the notes that I gave to Ben. Like, those are sister items, basically.
The way that those are designed kind of makes me more excited to see how the supporter pack armor is going to look and weapons when it's fully animated.
Drippy.
Oh yeah, definitely drippy. I'm really looking forward to the like blade that comes with that supporter pack.
Oh
it's
yeah,
just like this big like slime blade thing, and I'm like, I'm gonna have so much
It's literally
fun.
named Slime Blade.
But like, I'm trying to think about that. I was like, you know, most swords are made of metal, right? So you don't really expect them to be that flexible. But like, this is kind of like viscous, so maybe it's a bit flexible. But I don't want it to look too silly. I'm not sure. Definitely gonna have fun playing with that.
Yeah, I think the only trouble is getting it in game once it actually releases, because I might just cheat it still. It's like I see the supporter pack and I kinda just want to give myself the items because I made the supporter pack exist in game in a way, so I almost don't want
it's
to
your
buy it.
right.
Yeah, I think if anyone deserves it, it's you, TJ.
And I'll give it to you guys too. I know how to cheat items and I'll give it to everybody.
Nice.
10,000
You're like the one person with that power, so everybody has to be nice to you because you can take things away too.
No, I wouldn't wipe anybody's inventory. I think.
Well, maybe if they're mean.
It's like you're reading a Let's Play, you look at the comments, you see somebody saying something bad about the game, wipe their inventory. Yeah, I don't think it'll be quite that dramatic, but I think if somebody's in there, if somebody's calling you names or something, we can make an exception. not sure they'd be too happy about that.
I think I figured out my favorite selling point. the honestly, just the character creation. I mean, I'm a sucker for that, so I love it. I'm looking forward to seeing all the different variations that people come up with of like the different characters.
Yeah, that's a really good one. I think the character creation turned out amazing. Like the character design is like really good, but kind of simple, and then you have like so much that you can do on that with that canvas. It's I really, one of my goals going in was to make sure everyone could be like represented, so that they could make like the character that looks like them or that they want, and I think we got it. You know, maybe if anything's missing, somebody can let me know and we can try to get it added in, but I think we did a pretty good job at that.
Yeah, I think so. Because I wanted to make sure that everybody was potentially represented, or like at least close, you know. So yeah, I hope that everybody can find a look that suits them.
There's definitely a ton of options. I don't think that anybody will have a problem with that for sure. And the colors is what's so exciting. There's so many color options. I have green hair. That's my favorite hair color to have in any game.
Yeah, I'm really excited for when like players start really like, I guess like stress testing the character creator, because like most of us have like semi to like kind of like what like semi-grounded characters, right? Like some of us have a little fantastical stuff, but like,
what, you mean my third eye isn't normal?
Okay, that's a little, well, that's where I have to throw a semi in there. But like we haven't seen anyone try to make like a demon or an alien or like a clown or something crazy like that.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, I'm curious what people will come up with for sure.
Yeah, we do have the randomizer now on the character creator, which is fun to click through.
Yeah.
Oh, I love randomizers.
I don't think I've seen that randomizer give a normal-looking character ever since it found its way in the game.
Not once. I've pressed that button so many times. It's so fun.
Yeah.
Maybe we need a name randomizer.
How does that work?
Yeah. It'll just be absolutely random. It'll be like 5 to 10 letters, and every letter is just any letter in the alphabet.
So it's the monkeys with typewriters theory here.
If you do it enough times, you'll get something that you...
Yeah.
Well, we are getting close to the end of our allotted time for recording, so I'm not sure if anybody has anything else they want to talk about.
I guess we're good. I guess I'm good.
Right on. Yeah. I just don't want to end the podcast and everybody and you were waiting to say something, you know.
I feel like we're gonna end the podcast. I'm gonna be like, oh dang it, I thought of something.
I should have brought that up. Oh no. Right on. Well, in that case, for the listener, thank you so much for making it to the end of this show. We really appreciate your interest in our game. And if you've gotten to this point and you're not in our Discord, you want to go to knobcat.com, check out the new website, find the link to the Discord, join us there, ask any questions, talk to us. We definitely love that kind of stuff. We also have the social media, so you can find us on Instagram and Twitter both at Dungeons Obelisk. And I think that's everything. We'll see you in 2 weeks. Bye.
Bye.
See ya.
Bye.